Yo YouTube everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing some more breaking down subscriber gameplay. We're watching Suavo right now. He is in gold, trying to get to platinum, so let's help him out and see what we could do and improve on. So starting off, going to use the Vel 46, going to go through. Okay, so he chucks a nade over to the right hand side. I don't mind this play. He goes through, he gets the first kill. Now he gets the first kill, he's going to push through. Yeah, this is what I like to see, right? When you get that first kill in this area and you basically clear that side. So let's just assume he's number one, right? So he's, okay, no, wrong side. Okay, let's assume he's number one here. So basically, when he pushed through this little catwalk area, what you want to do, right, as an SMG player is basically what he did. So you want to kind of go through, you want to cut through these lanes, go around here, try to finesse and just try to play some crazy spots around here. Try to go through, take them out in the lobby area because they're going to be spread out a bit, right? They're going to be positioned like around the hill. They're probably going to have a player playing here. Once that guy dies there, they're probably going to have a player playing on the left. So if you as an SMG can kind of go through, play ratty, and just kind of play in this area here, you should be good to go. We're going to be resetting this bit a lot, man, just because it's going to take so long to kind of do it manually. So yeah, all right, let's get back to the gameplay and see what he does. So he goes through, that's exactly what he's going to do. Going to go through, his teammates are getting the kills on the hill. Going to slide across there. So far, so good. Okay, so he's positioned in this corner. Now, I'd like to see what he's going to do here and see how he plays this one. So I think so far he's doing a good in terms of his start is pretty impressive. But yeah, right now, I think this is where I would start to react, okay? This is why I think sometimes what people do, they get a bit complacent. So going through here, okay? They get 2 down. His teammates contesting the hill. Now he's sitting in this corner. Now I think sitting here is not a bad play. If I go back to the tac maps, he's basically sitting here in this cruddy little corner and he's hoping that, you know, they push through this area. So he's hoping that people come through there. But what I would rather him do here is, as soon as he realizes nobody's pushing, I would rather him make a play here. I feel like he's here for a bit too long so far. Like he's here for about 20 seconds. You see his 2 teammates actually die. So what that tells me is that his 2 teammates are dead. His opponents are probably already pushed up here. So he's already got at least 2 opponents pushed up to the A point. And they're going to start to get map control. So if he's over here, he should either make a play, flank, or just try to do something a bit different here. Especially when his dead silence is there. I feel like he could have just made a bit of a play. But let's see what he does here. So he's going to go through again, playing very, very passive here. I'm going to just reload, yeah. And I think by now I definitely would have moved from here. It's not a bad play, but just like you're kind of just isolating yourself out of the game and you're just relying on them to push this power position when they're clearly not too interested here. So you're going to go through again. Yeah, definitely should be rotating by now. So if you are watching this, yeah, I would say at this point you should rotate. You're going to go through. He spots one, gets some shots off, doesn't quite take him out. Going to go through the corner, shoulder the corner. And yeah, I feel like right now he's a bit confused of where the opponents are going to be, which is, you know, acceptable at this point. But I think he should go through, and he's not playing bad. I can kind of see what he's doing. I just think personally he should be playing a bit more fast and a bit more aggressive, playing with his dead silence and trying to take the fight to his opponents. Because right here you can see he's playing creddy spots and they're just really not working out for him. He's playing very, very passive here and he just can't see anyone. So he's kind of reading the map wrong at this point. Now if you guys are wondering like where are they spawning, why is that happening? Well, most of the time what happens is if they're not going to push through that kind of middle area, most of the time it's because they're probably going through the right and they're going to cut through this area. Now I think it's quite likely that somebody does come through here, so I'm quite surprised that no one pushed the whole time. But for me, it's more about what can we do. We can't control where they push from. We can only control what they do. So what we do. So you're gonna go through. I like this play here. Okay, so he goes through. He spots one in the distance. Gonna go through here. He sees him. He makes him weak. And instead of just kind of like, you know, just backing off, he's gonna go through. He's gonna slide around this corner to camera his opponent, take out the first guy, and go through. Now, going forward, I'm probably only gonna try to take HD gameplays. This one is a little bit blurry, and I know on YouTube as well it might be even worse. So I do apologize for the quality if it is kind of, yeah, if it's not up to quality. Let me know down in the comments. But I obviously want to try help out every single subscriber in the Discord and try to review every single gameplay. So I've got to find the balance between the quality and obviously the quality of the video. But we're going to go through now. They've done a good job. Now A is definitely the harder point to get. So they've gone through, they've got A, and I want to see what he does on B now because his teammates have gone down. That's 3 gone down. Now I'm assuming if I'm the opponent, what I'm going to be doing now is I'm basically going to be locking down this area. So let's just say the opponent's in blue. If I'm the opponent, I'm going to be pushing through, having someone on this top catwalk area, having someone push to these stairs, like playing a creddy corner, having someone else maybe sit this catwalk area, and then have someone else maybe roaming around the flank or something like that. Now, Suavo is number 1. Okay, he's sitting here. So right now, I don't think he's going to get much danger. He might catch maybe number 4 or somebody on the flank. But while his team is going to be pushing here, you have to remember they're going to be in a 3 versus 4 unless he makes a play. So I'm very curious to see when he helps them because his teammates are going to spawn back here, right? They're basically going to spawn here. And if the opponents play it well, they might have somebody here. They could have somebody anywhere. They can basically have somebody here, right? And they're going to basically spawn trap them there. and they might have someone else, just like this player number 2, he can go through and he can be watching it as well. So I want to see, I'm very curious how he helps them. Let's see what he does. He goes through, he spots one, you can see the other one, and I actually read that right. So somebody was catwalk, like we kind of mentioned. I assume somebody would be around here, so he did a good job. He was able to take that player out, and let's see what happens here. So he's going to go through, he's going to go through the middle here, through the right hand side. I don't mind this play, trying to get credit with it. The one problem I have is I wouldn't really push this right hand side. Now the reason I wouldn't push that is because it does mess up the spawn slightly. So they're over here right now. So what you want ideally, if you're the team on the red side and you're playing on the offense, you ideally want the blue team to spawn as far away as B from B as possible, and that's going to be back here. So you want the blue team to spawn here, basically this right hand side, and then what you want to do is you want to basically play inside here on this head glitch, and you want to kind of watch the back alley. So if you can sit on the head glitch and watch this area here and just basically watch that lane, and then allow your teammates to position themselves in and around the hill. So this is like an ideal setup, right? You got teammates there, you got maybe a teammate watching over them, this guy's watching the door, this guy's kind of sitting on the head glitch, but this guy's watching over them. So that's kind of an ideal setup. Now in order to have this setup, you don't really want to push the right hand side, because what happens is you kind of mess up their spawns, and they end up spawning in the basically really close to the hill. So let's see what happens there. So right here, I would say instead of going right, I probably would have rotated left to help the team out, because you could still cut the lanes without kind of without kind of getting rid of the spawn. But let's see what happens. He goes through, he's trying to take out a few players. Again, doesn't have the dead silence activated, so got to be careful. His teammates get a 2, he's going to go through, he spots one in the distance, going to take him out. Good shots there, playing patiently, waiting for the headshot, so I like that play. 4 down. Okay, so 4 have gone down now. This is what I'm talking about. In this situation, you want to play around here, you want to play like anywhere around here and just be credible, right? You just want to play in different corners. Your main goal here is, if number 4 pushes through, you want to take him out, reposition. Then number 1 pushes through, you want him to be like, where is this guy? Like, I don't know where he is. He has to look for you. That is your main goal. Something Optic Shots he does the best in the league. He kind of gets a kills, finesses, plays his life, and let's see how you do it. So you're going to push through. I like this corner again. So you see, you actually saw an opponent right there. I'm not sure if you missed him or that was a teammate. No, that was definitely an opponent. So yeah, this is my point right here. You're sitting in a credit corner, which is great. This is perfect. I don't really like this corner, to be honest with you, just because I feel like against better players, I feel like they'll definitely check that corner. But you know what, fair enough. One comes through, he goes into the left corner, so you see one there, and the other guy's going through here. So as I mentioned, you basically want to patrol this area. So you're doing a really good job right now of controlling this area. Really good job. Honestly, you can't really complain. You're one of a cruise. You're in a spawn trap. You're doing really well. So you spot one, and this is a good play. Because you were patient, his other teammate isn't going to expect you here. So that's exactly what happens. He goes through, you take him out, and yeah, you're going to reposition, going through. Okay, again, good play. I think maybe the reposition could have been slightly more in terms of like reposition a bit more, just because I feel like against better players, these guys will react a bit more. I think the players you're going up against, I think you're clearly better than them, and I don't think you should be like in a gold or platinum lobby. I think you can definitely be a diamond player, to be honest with you. So I want to see what you do wrong, because so far the round 1 I think was really good play. Nothing really to complain about. Yeah, I mean you went up against 2 bronze players, so maybe this game isn't the easiest to kind of see what's going wrong in your gameplay. But in terms of what I saw, I think you did really good. Maybe it could be a bit faster in certain rotations. So when you're sitting in a power spot and you don't see anyone, I mean, there's a time and place. Sometimes you do want to sit there. I think more in hard point. When in control, you can kind of push through sometimes and just try to finesse, because you know they're going to spawn here regardless. So yeah, let's see what you do off this break here. So you're going to push through this middle area. Now, generally, the other team gets there first, so I'm curious to see how you play this. Well, they get to the door first, but yeah, let's see what happens. You should be able to get to the bar first. So you're going to go through, slide to the bar, and yeah, I mean, so far, they're not even going to be there. You're going to slide across, going to go through, jump around the corner, and you spot one. Again, these guys are kind of lost in my opinion. They're just not really alert. Like, you don't even have dead silence and you're able to get that kill. So you go through, you get one, the second guy pushes you, fair enough, you're going to get taken out there. Good use of the drop shot, just quite unfortunate. And again, this is quite a difficult lobby to really see your weaknesses, because so far I feel like you're winning a lot of your gunfights. So let's see if there is anything we could pick up on. We're going to go through the middle. You pop the dead silence, which is good. I like that. Going to go through, try to make a play. You're going to go through, open the door. Let's see how this one goes. So I think, again, I want to talk about why I think this wasn't a good play. So first of all, right, is let's kind of set up the let's just set up the situation here. So as you open the door, okay, you're on the B point by yourself. So let's go back onto this, go back to control, back to expo, and let's just assume we're going to keep you as number 1. All right, let's just assume you're going through this area. You're basically going through this door. If I can turn you to the left. Okay, so you're going through this door here. Now what you've done is you've gone through the door and you've essentially just stood there. Now, if I'm the blue team and I'm contesting the point, like I'm on the point, I could be up here on the head glitch. I could be on the catwalk here. I could be close stairs. I could be anywhere. I feel like the way you approach this, it just really wasn't like you, it's like you weren't aware somebody was there, in my opinion. So you go through, like right now, you've got a stun and nade to work with, okay? So what I would have done is open the door, started to strafe back and forward, shoulder it, just do a bit more, because right now, if someone's on your left on the catwalk, they can actually see you and probably take you out. It was a good use of prone right there, because obviously then you're not seen from the left. But even just a small point here, okay? While the hill is contested, you know that nobody's here. Now, it's very, very likely, obviously I know now because I've seen it, but it's very likely that he's going to be in this corner or behind this little ledge here. So the fact that you're pre-aiming this side, I feel like you're just not prepared for the gunfight. Now, again, this gunfight against like a better player, I think he wins it. And then you're probably asking yourself, what could I have done better? So I think that's what you could have done. Maybe prepared a bit more. I would have, as you gone through, I'm keep addressing this point because I feel like this is probably the one mistake you've made in the game so far. Overall, you've been really good. Gonna go through that. Maybe you could have chucked a stun on this crane here. At least that way it's covering this angle and then watch this angle. Just a small kind of change that I think you could have done, but you go through anyways, you get the kill. So yeah, I mean, you out-reacted him. Great play. You're gonna go through, get the kill, and it's the same scenario. So I like this spot here. This is a really good spot. So good use of using your kind of natural equipment. Again, you've got your stun grenade to work with. Go through, you get a nice little drop shot there. So far so good. You know, you got the door to work with. We're gonna go through. There's actually a guy on the hill, so I don't really like this play just because, I mean, I know you got a teammate there, but I just feel like right now, while the hill's contested, he can easily kill you. But I guess you're going to rely on your teammate, and let's see if it works out. So it looks like it works out in that instance. I don't really agree with that play, to be honest, because I feel like it's, you know, your teammate's not really got your back there, but good shots there. Great shots, actually, to get the kill. You go for get a two-piece. Fantastic play. Unfortunate. I think one thing I've noticed is you're not using your equipment too much. So right here, something that could have been avoided is if you chucked a stun grenade over, chucked a stun and a nade, even though you died from behind and you got a two-piece, just chucking a stun and a nade would have been a good use of your equipment. You go through. I like the way you slide. I like the way you're kind of using your movement slightly more. So overall, really good play. But yeah, maybe use your equipment a bit more. I think that would definitely help you in scenarios, especially when kind of checking corners. Right now, I feel like this lobby, I can't really test your gun skill because I think you're just naturally more skilled than these players. They don't look really well. And you can see from shots like that, your gun skill is clearly up there. Going through here, I think you're using the slide mechanic a lot, which is good. But sometimes, like right here on these stairs, I wouldn't recommend the slide mechanic here, because if you think about it from your opponent's POV, right? If he's sitting on the stairs, he's probably going to see you just before you see him, and you kind of know that somebody's going to be there. So you spot one in the distance, and you know that that guy's coming up the stairs. So instead of going down, again, what I probably think's a better play here is sitting on this head glitch, chucking a stun grenade on the stairs, and then pushing him. But if you are going to push him like that, even your centering is aimed to the middle here, and it's like, okay, it slowly went to the left there, but I think just even in the beginning, as soon as you chuck that stun grenade, you know that the opponent's going to be on the stairs. Maybe be a bit more alert, maybe like jump on this ledge to get a bit of a high advantage, just a bit of a different movement, because I think sliding here doesn't put you at an advantage in this specific gunfight. You're going to go through, you do get taken out from the middle from your teammate, so yeah, fair enough. But I mean, you're frying right now, 13 kills, honestly, not too much to complain about. I think you're doing a really good job. But you're going to go through here onto the B point. Now, for me, A is definitely a priority. I think just a small thing you did here, which I don't agree on, is while your teammates are contesting and losing A, your teammates just got a two-piece. I think you really need to go and clear A. Your teammate's on B. B's not a danger right now. And to be honest with you, in terms of the two control points, B is by far the easier one to get. So they're probably going to get B regardless. What you want to do is make sure you lock down A, because if they get into a spawn trap and they get A, for them to get B, it's going to be very easy. So what you want to do most of the time is prioritize the hardest one to take first. So you want to make sure you're defending A all the time, because they're going to try to put all their eggs into the A point. And yeah, so that's exactly what ends up happening. You actually end up giving up A for free. Now, I don't know what happens in this round, but I'm going to predict that it's a lot harder to defend, just because B is just so much harder to defend. Because if they get one wave of kills, they can really get you in a spawn trap. Now, let's kind of see this approach here. Again, I don't think it was a bad play, but I haven't seen you use your equipment too much. So if you're going to go up here, I mean, again, it's all hindsight, but maybe chuck a stun grenade across the like little bridge there just to watch over yourself. But it wasn't a bad play. I think that was just, you know, fair enough. He cambered you. You did pretty well with your shots there. It was just one of those scenarios where it was a bit of a 50-50 gunfight. Not really too much to say about that one. But you're going to go through. You guys are losing B now. And I like the way you're sliding a lot. It's a good use of movement mechanics. So your movement seems pretty good, to be fair. I haven't seen the dolphin I've used, to be honest with you, which I think could add another element to your game. In terms of your shot, I think your shot's pretty good, to be fair, especially with this Veil. I've seen you hit some nice shots, and yeah, again, I haven't seen, this is the first time I've seen this gameplay, but just from the knowledge I know, like the fact that they gave A first, I'm very, very convinced that they're probably going to lose this round, or it's going to come down to the wire. And you see right there, within one push, they were actually able to kind of, you know, bring the game so close to an end there in the round. You're gonna go through, you're gonna watch the flank. I don't mind this play. I just think right now you guys are kind of isolating yourself in a corner. I like the play from you personally, but in terms of a team, yeah, so this is your team. You guys are kind of just isolating yourself in a corner. Even though you're playing credit spots and stuff, just like sitting here, you're basically allowing no map pressure. You guys are all based around here. Now, if I'm my opponent, if I'm your opponent, I'm going to send a guy catwalk, send a guy through here, send a guy through the stairs, and a guy through the flank. And it's just like so many different angles they can kind of go through. They can chuck grenades, chuck stuns. You never want to be spawn trapped like this, or you never want to be trapped in a setup like this. You're going to go through. It's a good corner there. You play a credit corner, you go through, you get one. And you might end up getting away with this just by bailing out from kills. So you're going to go through another 2-piece from your team. And again, this is where I feel like right here, because you've got the SMG, make a play, okay? You clearly are better skilled than these players. This is where, in my opinion, you should make a play. Go through those stairs up there. Like, go up those stairs right now. Try to get out of this area. This guy's number 4 just died. He's going to spawn here, okay? Number 3 is dead. There you go. So if I'm you, number 1, I'm going up these stairs, and I'm playing a credit corner. I'm playing up these stairs. I'm going behind them, so that by the time you're here, number 3 and number 4, they're going to be running to the hill, right? Now, instead of just sitting where you were here, you're actually behind them. You're going to go through. You'll be able to take out at least one of them. Even if you get traded now, this guy's by himself. You're going to spawn here. He's going to spawn back here. It's the same situation, but you're basically putting less pressure on your teammates. Now they only have one player to deal with. Even though you died, you're going to be spawned back up and you'll be closer to the hill. Best case scenario, you don't even die. You play your life up there. You've got dead silence. You back yourself in a situation like this. I think that's when you play more credit, especially against players where you're better than. I think that's when you play a bit more aggressive and really take the fight to your opponents. Going to go through again, like you're playing very passive here. I'd like to see you play a bit more aggressive. But yeah, let's see what happens for the remaining of the round. So 8-8 here currently with a minute left on the round here. It looks like you're not really going to move too much. So it's kind of forward slightly. You go through, you actually spot a guy. And again, you're not really moving. So even if, okay, you just ride it, man. I can't say much about that. But I think sometimes what happens is if you play players that aren't as good as you, which I think these guys are, you're going to do things that aren't the best play, but you get away with because they're just not as talented as you. And I think that can cause problems, especially in the lower level. And I think that's probably the biggest problems people have. They don't know what's the right or wrong play because they get away with everything just by having gun skill. So sometimes you got to think, right, does this play make sense? Do I see streamers do this? Like, is this a play I recommend? Now, in this case, it's probably not. Like, sitting this corner, again, it works for you here, but against better players, I really think they're going to probably push you out, get those kills, and get you in a spawn trap. But anyways, in terms of this gameplay, you go through, you end up winning the round, I'm assuming. There you go, you win the round. So good play. I think play a bit more aggressive. I think just have more confidence, right? Because you're a gold player right now, but I think your gun skill could go up to diamond. Like, I really can see you in diamond. Adding a bit more finesse to your game in terms of the dolphin diving, just to have a bit more mobility. Use your equipment is probably a must. I think that your number one problem right now is your equipment usage. But you're going to go through to see what you do here. You're going to go through again, and no one's pushing this area. So stuff like this is like, it's just normally in a lobby, like you expect them to push through, like in this area. I like this play. I really like this play going through. This is what I mean. You're playing aggressive, and look what happens. You get the dead silence. This is what I wanted to see you do last round. This is what I wanted to see you do, because this is where you can make mistakes and learn from your gameplay. Perfect. You go through, you spot the spawner, you take him out. This is what I mean. So you know you've got the skill right now. So what I want you to do is play like this more often, especially in lobbies like this, when you've clearly got the skill, you've clearly got more talent than them. Take the gunfight to them. These guys are shit, I'll be honest. Like, you're frying them. But the one thing I want to take away is you should have constantly been applying this pressure. Look at you, you're absolutely frying them. You're going through. This was a great gameplay. Now, obviously, it's hard for me to critique gameplays like this when you're frying. So if you guys want to send over gameplays where you maybe lose the game or you're struggling with, you probably get more out of it. If you want me to just gas you up, then send gameplays like this where you're frying, because I will obviously just compliment you if you are taking over the lobby. But yeah, I think one thing you could do is just keep up your pacing. Like right here, I don't mind this. So sitting here is perfect because you're not on the defense, you're on the offense. So you sitting here is pushed out. Like, this is fine. This is exactly what you need to do. Again, you've basically got a cruise missile. You haven't even used your equipment once. So if there's anything you can take away from this gameplay is use your equipment more and keep up the pacing, because right now you just got a merciless, all because you upped the pacing, where last round, although you won the round, you just didn't have the pacing to kind of keep up. Now, there's not much to critique considering you won the game and dropped the most kills in the lobby, but it's more about keeping that consistency up. You're level 50 gold 2. Now, you're going up against bronzes in this lobby, so I don't think it was probably your hardest game yet. But I think one thing's for sure is that if you keep playing with consistency, keep playing with aggression, you'll get more practice in, you'll get more reps in, and then what happens is you'll naturally start to be better at the game, and that's where against the diamonds and the platinums you'll really start to come into your own. But then against these players, if they're not as good as you, use that kind of scenario to your advantage. Take the gunfight to them, learn new routes, and overall I think you played really well. So hope you did learn something or two from this video. Really well gameplay. Thank you for sending it in. Yeah, sorry if I kind of messed up during the gameplay in terms of my speaking and stuff. It's sometimes quite difficult to like speak really fast during the live com. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed anyways. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.